What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello. Today I'm going to be recording a get ready with me and YAP. So basically I had posted a question box on Instagram for you guys to ask or tell me things that you want to know more about me. It didn't really even have to be about me, but a lot of it was. So I'm going to be answering them while I get ready for my dinner plans tonight with my friend Genesis. We're going to a new restaurant in Santurce, Puerto Rico called Maro. I don't know how to say it, but it's nice. I'm looking forward to it. So we're gonna take you along with my glam process as I answer these questions. If you're new here, welcome. Hello, how are you? If you're returning, like, comment, show some love. Doing my best here to do a better job with recording YouTube. I know as a content creator, it's like expected that your whole life is vlog 24/7, but I'm actually really not used to that. And I even talked about that in another video that I have to still edit and post. But yeah, so let's get into it. I am also here to tell you that I am not a huge makeup girly. Like, I like to look cute and I like to do my makeup, but like I'm not like one to follow makeup trends or, you know, do anything extravagant unless someone else is doing my makeup for me. Even when it comes to my hair, I just feel like I'm super low maintenance, which is surprising because I also took cosmetology in high school because I loved hair and makeup so much. And yeah, I think during that process I just realized that it's not for me. But anyway, I'm gonna start with priming my face, and of course we'll get into the questions, but I just want to get this started. Also too, normally when I get ready, I like to listen to music. So this is kind of hard for me to like have to do this in peace and quiet. And I'm hoping that I don't forget steps. I'm also hoping that I don't forget to tell you guys what I'm using during this process. Speaking of, I like to prime. I actually use two primers. I like to prime with Milk Makeup, the Hydro Grip Primer. I think that this stuff right here is like glue for your makeup. I have yet to find a primer that I love more. Smashbox Photo Finish is close. So I don't use this one every day. This one I'll use every day. This one I won't use every day because I like to use this one more of like a matte look. Like if I'm going out all night, I need like a little bit extra because I get greasy. Like super greasy, and you know, everybody likes that glowy look, not me. Because I don't look glowy. I look like, damn bitch, are you sweating? But now that my face is primed, I'm gonna get into the first question. Because honestly, there were some good ones in here. So let me see which one I want to do first. I screenshotted the ones that I wanted to answer ahead of time because there was just so many of them, and a lot of times they're not even appropriate. That's the one thing that annoys me about my Instagram, is that like there's so many people that you just don't know and you'll never meet, and for that reason I think it gives people the courage to say things that are just so fucking out of pocket. And like sometimes it takes a lot for me to not like have a comment back, but you know, you just have to let those people be weird. So the first question is, will you stay in Puerto Rico or will you move back to New York City? Well, I say this a lot because right now I don't have any plans to leave Puerto Rico. But what I can tell you is that if I do, it's not to go back to New York, okay? I love New York, okay? New York is always going to be a part of who I am, why I am the way that I am, why I walk the way that I walk, why I talk the way that I talk, you know, just like my whole swag about me. And yes, I have swag, so don't even, but my whole swag about me is because I grew up where I grew up. And I love New York. New York is a place to make yourself in, you know, if you come from like a smaller state or like a less busy state. Like, you know what I love about New York, and this is totally off topic already, I chat too much, but what I love about New York is that nobody cares about a freaking celebrity, okay? We are the celebrities. When you come from New York, you're not excited about who somebody is or what their status is, because in New York, we're all somebody. So I love that. I love that about New York. But I don't ever plan to go back to New York. I think that if I was to leave Puerto Rico, I would find somewhere else besides that place. And not because I have anything against it. It's just that I did what I had to do in New York. I lived that portion of my life, my whole life. I don't think that there's anything really there for me besides my family. And not that that's not enough of a reason to go back home, but, you know, I don't like the cold, and to be honest with you, I realized, like, after I left New York, like, I just don't really like the environment. It's more hostile, it's anxious. I just don't appreciate it the same. And it's so crazy because growing up, I told myself I would never leave. But next question. How do you stay consistent in the gym? Well, honestly, I get this question a lot. And when I get this question, by the way, I'm using It Cosmetics, Your Skin But Better CC+. I don't know the freaking color, because this is old. As you can tell, I've used it a lot. But that's my foundation that I use. It's not too heavy because I don't really like to cover up my freckles. But back to the question, how do I stay consistent in the gym? You know, whenever I get asked this, I have to, like, think to myself about when I first started, and not in like a cocky way, but it's been a while since I first started the gym, right? I mean, going on almost 6 years at this rate. So at that time, when I first started the gym, I wasn't consistent. I was actually consistently inconsistent, and it showed in my physique for a long time. I mean, for about like a year and a half of my fitness journey, the first year and a half, I would fluctuate from skinny to a little bit chunky to a little bit muscular to a little bit chunky again to skinny. And then eventually, like, I started to build more muscle and get more lean. And then, you know, I think that seeing that type of result is what eventually kind of put that battery in my back and made me want to be a little bit more consistent with my workouts. Also, you know, before Instagram was what it is now, I would follow other fitness influencers, and, you know, I felt like there was a time that I really wanted to do what they were doing, and I thought it was really cool that they were, like, posting their stuff online and, you know, just, like, inspiring people. I have some fitness influencers who don't even know the impact that they have had on my life, because just by following them, I was so inspired, or them giving tips to be better, like, I would implement. There are certain people that I still follow and engage with and have actually worked with, which is even crazier. Like, when I first started my fitness journey, I got the chance to work with some of these influencers, you know, and it's just, I was inspired, and eventually I started to post my own fitness content, and with that, I think came a lot of accountability, right? Because now you're doing something that most people don't do, which is post at that time, right? Because now I already post everything. But at that time, people weren't really posting things like that. And, you know, it was kind of almost like you would get made fun of a little bit or mocked. Like, how, like, yeah, okay. Like, what, posting your workout? Okay. People weren't doing that at that time. So the fact that I started posting my workouts, it kind of had a lot of eyes on me. And I felt like with that, came accountability, right? Because now people are seeing what you're doing, and when people are seeing what you're doing, they're kind of expecting you to stick with it. And I felt like me like posting my workouts and showing people and telling people like, this is what I'm doing, this is what I want to do, this, you know, I just kind of kept with it because I didn't want to let not only myself down, but now I had other people that were kind of like, I wouldn't say inspired by me just yet. Maybe. You don't know who was inspired by you at that time. But, or at all, really. But, I mean, I felt like at that time, it just kind of felt like, well, I started this thing, now I have to finish it. So, I kept with it. I never expected fitness to turn into what it did for me. I really just started going to the gym, and I really wasn't consistent at first. So I kind of want to like de-influence you in that aspect. It is very normal to have a hard time being motivated and consistent in the gym, and you might want a better physique and a healthier lifestyle, but you might freaking hate the gym, and that's normal. Like, you don't have to love it just because other people love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna lie, people tell me all the time, like, oh, what's your favorite workout? What's this? And I'm like, you know, sometimes I have grown a passion for the gym, but like, sometimes I really hate it. Sometimes I really would like to just give up and say, forget it. But I don't. And I would never. But I would like to. Okay. Next question. What got you into fitness? Okay, I'm glad that these were back to back because this kind of goes hand in hand to what I was saying prior. What got me into fitness? Well, the story really is like, I think I started going to Planet Fitness in like 2019, and I was 19 at the time. And I had signed up for a Planet Fitness around my house. And, you know, at 19, I think I was in like my first year of college. And like, this is about the time where I was like inconsistent, right? I think I might have used the membership for like a month and then gave up. Fast forward a year, my boyfriend that I had been dating for 5 years, even when I signed up the first time, we broke up in March of 2020. And I remember a few months before we broke up, I had him take some pictures of me because I love to eat, right? And we both loved to eat at that time. And we were young, so like I didn't really know anything about health and fitness. You know, I was literally just eating whatever I wanted to, fast food, smoking weed, going out drinking. You know, I really didn't care about my physique, but I knew deep down, like when I would look at myself in the mirror and I would see my body, like I wasn't happy. And I wasn't fat, but I was a little bit chunky. And I wasn't happy about that. So when we broke up, I decided that that was my time to lock in on the gym. And I was consistent. I would say I was more consistent than I had been before. But I was still, you know, going for a month, skipping a week or two, you know, things like that. And like I said, it would reflect in my physique at the time. Like I would fluctuate in weight, but eventually I just kind of kept with it and the results were coming, and you know, I started doing my content, like I said. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of, I don't know how to tell you, like, what got me into fitness? Being chunky, I don't know, not liking the way that I look. I never expected fitness to turn into what it has turned into for me, and it's so crazy because at this point in time it has gone beyond a physique or exercise. Like, it is my passion, it is my career, it is what I do on a daily basis. It is what like 80% of the topic of conversation that I have with people is about. It is it has opened up so many doors for me, and I've met so many amazing people because of it. So I think that if you don't know what to do with your life, go to the gym, okay? If you feel lost or confused or just don't know like where you're at or what to do, like, go to the gym. Because even if it doesn't turn into fitness, you're gonna find yourself in some shape or form. Because there's something about showing up for yourself and having integrity and, you know, standing on the word and the commitments that you make to yourself. that really changes you as a person. So that's my advice. Even though you didn't ask for it, that's my advice. Next question. Tips on how I can develop a habit on running like you. Okay. First and foremost, I am not a runner. Okay? I decided to start running, which I actually fucking hate running, which is crazy because I actually did track. I did track when I was in like middle school and the beginning of high school, but I really don't enjoy running. It is a liberating feeling, I won't deny that, because there's just something about fighting for your life and then making it through that just makes you feel really good. But I'm not a runner, so if I could tell you tips that have got me into running, I mean, set goals for yourself. You know, I made it a point. At first, I was like, okay, I'm going to go running once a week. And then once a week turned into twice a week. And I'm still at twice a week. And then, you know, like, start small. Like, I was like, okay, I'll be happy if I could run a mile without dying. And then I did. Okay, so then the next time I ran a little bit more. And the next time I ran again, I ran a little bit more. And, like, right now, I find myself being stuck at the same pace. I would like to be able to beat my pace. But I'm not there yet. So I'm just happy that each time I put my shoes on and I put my outfit on, that I show up and I do it. So tips on how you can get into running is just start, you know, even if it's small. You don't have to be ready for a 5K already. You know what I mean? Like, just put your shoes on one day, get a fire playlist going, tie up your laces, and start. And then before you know it, you're gonna, like, your feet are gonna be taking you places that you didn't even think. Okay? I have grown to enjoy running, though, in the little bit of time that I have been practicing it here in Puerto Rico. I enjoy it. So it is something I would like to stick to and continue to get better at, because that's the whole point, right? Isn't that the whole point? Next question. Oh, by the way, I am using the Tarte Creaseless Concealer. And then for my contour, I am using Fenty Beauty, of course, because I love me some Rihanna. It's a, what is it called? A matchstick? Yeah, so like I said, I'm really not a big makeup girly. Next question. Tips to stay focused and not fall into cravings like sweets while on a diet. Okay. My biggest tip to stay focused and not fall into cravings when you're on your diet is, this is the biggest one. Are you listening? Open up your ears. If you don't want to eat it, do not buy it. If you don't want to eat it, don't buy it. I don't care what anybody says. There's no way that you're going to sit here and tell me that you can buy something that you're craving, knowing that you have no self-control to begin with, and tell yourself, I will be able to eat the portion, or I won't eat the whole bag, or I won't finish this in one or 2 days. Like, there's just no way. So if you don't want to eat it, don't buy it. And let's say the scenario is you're out, right? And your friends are all getting ice cream, and you're on a diet and you can't have ice cream. I don't think that completely restricting yourself is always the answer. But there are seasons where you have to lock in and you have to stick with it, because you're not going to get the results that you want to get if you're constantly allowing yourself a cheat day, or this won't hurt or that won't hurt. What my suggestion would be is maybe one of your friends could give you a bite or two out of their ice cream just to kind of satisfy that. And that's just an example. So my biggest tip is, if you don't want to eat, don't buy it. When it comes down to food, it's not something that I have perfectly down pat. Although I am able to stick with a diet if I'm in the mindset for it. Okay? I can't just, I'm going to be honest with you. I was on a cut for 3 months and I locked in. I did not cheat on my diet. I made sure that I prepped my meals each week. I brought my meals with me everywhere that I went. I was so serious about my goals. And now that like I told my coach, like, okay, like I've reached a physique that I'm happy with. I would like to maintain and enjoy my summer now. Like, you know, relax a little bit. And I wouldn't be able to just jump back into that diet that I was doing a couple weeks ago because I'm not in the mindset for it right now. You know, when I started, I was really just sick and tired of, you know, failing at my diet and just using balance as an excuse to stay in my comfort zone. So that kind of motivated me to want to lock in and, you know, do what I had to do. But it's easier said than done. So you really have to be in the mindset. You have to really want it. You know, a lot of people want change, but they don't want to do the work that comes with it. And that's normal. I'm not here to shame anybody about that. But at the same time, I'm not here to coddle you and tell you that you're going to be able to reach your goals. Because if you don't actually care about your goals, you're not going to reach them. So you have to actually care about what it is that you want. I don't know why when I talk a lot, I always get like phlegmy. Alright. I look crazy right now, but trust the process. Trust the process. Next question. This question is so ignorant. Okay. Am I natural? So basically what this question is asking is, do I take steroids? And the reason why it's ignorant is because if you actually saw somebody who does use steroids in the gym, you would obviously know that they would not look like me. They would be more vascular. They would be more muscular. They would be more lean. And I'm not saying this in a way that, like, I know I have a lot of muscle mass, but I don't look like somebody who does steroids. I hold a lot of body fat, surprisingly. Like, I know as much muscle as I have a lot of body fat, and like I just don't have the definition that would come with somebody who uses steroids. And I think it's ignorant because it's like you're asking a question that you don't even actually know what it looks like for somebody to use steroids. So why even ask, you know? And the thing that annoys me the most about this question, right? It's always a man asking. It's always a man asking me. Like, I'm sorry that you got poor genetics and you're not able to build muscle, okay? That's really what it is. I'm sorry. Like, fortunately for me, you know, I know a lot of girls who have worked out for the same time frame as me and maybe even at the same intensity as me, and they're just not able to put on the same type of muscle mass, and that's just what it is. Like, my genetics play a huge role in my muscle building, and not even just that, but I work my ass off. Anybody who is around me in fitness can tell you I work my ass off. I show up at the gym 5 days a week for 3 hours every day. Sometimes it's 3 hours including my cardio, and because I'm on my phone in between sets trying to record things or answering people, like, it's not always because I'm working out 3 hours straight. But I show up and I show out. Like, I don't have half-ass workouts. I don't. Or if I do, they don't happen often. So yeah, I put the work in and I lock in when it's time to lock in, and that goes for my diet as well. I've also had a lot of seasons of gaining weight. I wouldn't even say on purpose. A lot of times it was on accident. And then losing weight. So, you know, it was basically like during the seasons where I was able to put on more weight, I was able to lift heavier, therefore I was able to build more muscle mass. And then when there was times where I would lose weight, I was able to reveal that muscle and shred the fat off my body. So if you don't actually know the process of fitness, please don't ask me if I'm natural or not. I actually find the question to be offensive, even though I would like to be able to take it as a compliment. I've tried to take it as a compliment, but I don't find it to be complimentary. Okay? I think it's rude. Next question. What's the weirdest word that you've learned in Spanish? I have a story for you. When I first moved to Puerto Rico, I was using Duolingo and obviously Google Translate, which I still have to use Google Translate sometimes. But I was talking to somebody that I was like acquainted with, and you know, I was telling them that I had watched the sunrise at the beach, and these little, like, I guess they call them sand fleas, like they bit me all over my body. And mind you, this is like the itchiest freaking bug bite that you could ever have. It's such a horrible experience to be bit all over your body by these things. But I'm telling them, you know, I'm trying to tell them. I'm texting, by the way, so I had to use my Google Translate. And I was trying to tell them, like, you know, I got bit by a bunch of bugs. And on Google Translate, obviously it uses traditional, you know, Spain Spanish. So I said to them, I'm like, I got bit by a bunch of bichos. But obviously I said it in Spanish. Like, and the person that I was talking to literally, like, died laughing. Like, completely cut my ass for it, too. Because here in Puerto Rico, they don't call bugs bichos. A bicho here is a dick. It's a dick. So I'm over here telling this person that I just got bit by a bunch of dicks. I was so embarrassed. Like, I know it was funny, but I was actually embarrassed because I'm like, that is not what I was trying to say. And I also find that to be the case a lot here. Like, Puerto Rican Spanish is not the same as regular Spanish. It's not. It is not. But I'm determined to learn it. So I guess that's the weirdest thing that I could say I've learned in Spanish or Puerto Rico. Because, yeah, I wasn't getting bit by a bunch of dicks. I was getting bit by insectos. Who knew? Next question. This one's a little deep. We're gonna get a little deep, okay? So it says, what do you fear and why? How do you overcome that? My biggest fear in life, and this, like I said, this is gonna be a little fucked up, but my biggest fear in life, by the way, I'm about to start putting on some blush from Tower 28. They sent me a blush set a couple of months ago, and I love it. I don't love every color, but the few that I have found, like, okay, all right. But my biggest fear in life is death. And I don't mean that in a sense that I'm scared of dying. Like, I don't think I think about me dying often or what it's going to be like after, because I don't want to think about that. That's really, that I don't want to think about that. But, you know, I have experienced a lot of loss in my life, you know, with people that I love a lot. So, you know, for a really long time, I think that losing so many people back to back, it traumatized me. And I've had this fear, or had this fear that, you know, every day that I was going to wake up, I was scared that somebody I love was going to die. And every time, like, you know, I just feel like when my brother died, it was a phone call. When my mom died, it was a phone call. When my dad died, it was a phone call. So for a long time, like, I couldn't even get a phone call from one of my family members because I would answer the phone and be like, what happened? You know, just like already preparing myself for the worst because I felt like I was gonna lose somebody again. And, you know, for a really long time, I was just always thinking about who's next. And I know that that's fucked up, but that's true. That's my truth. And, you know, I don't think about it as often as I used to. But let me answer the whole question. I think I've kind of answered why. I mean, I've experienced so much death in my life that, like, it scares me, you know, and it's the worst feeling I will ever feel in my entire life. Like, I've never experienced a pain worse than grief. And I'm not talking about breaking up with a freaking boyfriend. I'm talking about grief. Like, you'll never be able to hug this person again. So that's why I'm scared of death, because it's unexpected. It has no rules. It doesn't care about how you feel. It's the inevitable, really. So it's scary to think about, and to have experienced it so many times, it's fucked up. How do I overcome that? Well, if there's anything that this life has taught me, be appreciative and be present and be thankful and say I love you. And, you know, I'm very grateful that I grew up in a household where we say I love you very frequently. We've always been affectionate people, hugs, kisses, and, you know, just being straight up, like, I love you, I care about you. And, you know, although I left New York and I have grown up in a dysfunctional household, I love my family and I know that they love me. So even being further away from them here in Puerto Rico, it has helped me be more appreciative of them. So I don't necessarily know if I've overcame my fear of people dying. I just try to be as present as possible and as grateful as possible. Sometimes I really just don't have the words to explain how grateful I am for this life that I have. And I deserve it. And when you can actually sit here and tell yourself and believe it that you deserve a good life, like, it's a good feeling. It's a really good feeling. Next question. Tell me something that you've always wanted to do that you haven't done. I feel like I have to think about this one a little bit, because I don't really like have like a specific bucket list of things that like I want to do in my life. Moving to Puerto Rico was one of them, but we're talking about something that I've always wanted to do that I haven't. I feel like I kind of live life in a sense that like I take those type of things as they come. You know, depending on where I'm at in life or who I'm with or who I meet, like, I think then I'll start thinking of things and making plans and creating, you know, lists of things that like, I want to try. But I don't know if there's something out there that I want to do that I haven't done yet. I mean, obviously get married and like have a family, but I'm gonna think about this while I continue my makeup, but I don't really know. Let me think. About this, I mean, you know, there's places that I would like to travel. Although I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really love traveling because I don't like the actual process of traveling. I like to experience other places and, you know, new cultures and different things, but I don't love the process of traveling. But there's places obviously that I would like to travel to and experience. So I feel like something that I would like to do that I haven't done yet is maybe visit Europe. Sorry, I wish that was more interesting, but it's not. Oh my god, this question. I have answered this question so many times. You know, actually, I don't think I have answered it that many times. I think I actually avoid the question because it's like just a bunch of annoying ass men asking this. And it's like, I'm telling you, this question box, I think I got it at least like 40 times. Do I have a boyfriend? No, I don't. Would I like one? I don't know sometimes. I date people. Obviously, like, I don't post about it, but there are people, like, I'll date and, like, you know, obviously it doesn't work out because I don't have a boyfriend. But, you know, I'm very, very content with being by myself. And I mean this in a sense that I'm super independent, right? And I was raised to be that way. I know how to change a tire on my car. I know how to do my oil. I know how to change the battery. Like, I know how to feed myself, you know, take care of myself. I am able to pay my own bills. You know, I'm able to do for myself. So it's not like I need a man to be dependent on. But obviously I'm human, right? And I would be lying if I would sit here and tell you that I don't have a yearning to find my person. Like, of course I want to find my person one day. I want somebody to witness life with me. I want to enjoy the fruits of my labor with somebody, or just, like, you know, love on somebody, or just love myself in the presence of someone else. Of course. But I don't have that right now, and that's okay with me. Obviously a lot of these people are asking because they're interested, and it's like, ew. I would never give you the time of day. Just so you know. Like, the Delulu on Instagram is crazy. I can't even believe that you thought. Like, the Delulu on Instagram is crazy. Sometimes it really still shocks me. It really does. The fact that you thought you're like you're a whole stranger. You're a weird, fat old man, and you think that I would talk to you? Be for real. Be for real. Anyway, I don't have a boyfriend. I would like a boyfriend, but I'm also okay if I don't have one, because I'm not settling for less than what I deserve. And you know what? I've met some really awesome people, and I've dated some really awesome people, and it just didn't work out because, you know, we're just not in alignment. Or maybe we were in alignment, but there was something else. No emotional connection. Like, I'm not gonna settle. And what's the rush on forever anyway? Next question. I'm running out of questions, and I still got a lot of makeup time. Would you ever compete? I don't think so. You know, it is something that I do think about sometimes, and I think I only think about it because other people bring it to my attention. But I don't really, like, have, what's the word? I don't really have, like, an excitement to, like, get on the stage and be super ripped and lean. I think that it is super impressive for the people who do it, like, seriously, because it takes a different level of dedication, and your average person is not able to achieve even half of what a bodybuilder or a powerlifter who competes is able to achieve. It's super commendable. The reason why I don't think I would compete is because, for one, growing up, I have struggled with binge eating, and, you know, certain diets can really, you know, fuck with my head, and I will develop a very poor relationship with my eating at the time. You know, even this last cut that I was on, I had myself under a microscope, and I found myself to start having those poor food, you know, thoughts, like being scared to eat certain things, or being scared to be fat. Like, it's not what it seems to be sometimes being into fitness. Like, the body dysmorphia is crazy. The food fear is crazy. Like, these are mental battles that I would say I have to deal with often. So yes, being healthy is great, being strong is great, looking good is great. We love it, we love it, we love it. But a lot of mental shit comes along with it too. I like to be able to work out and enjoy the gym without the pressure of having to, you know, take the fun out of it. Like, I don't really want fitness to ever become a chore for me. And to a sense, it kind of already is. I wouldn't say it is, because obviously I have a passion for it, but like, you know, I also get in my head when I don't like go to the gym or, you know, eat something bad. I'm like, oh my God, I could see it already. That cheeseburger it went right to the gut, you know? And like sometimes it does, but it could also be in your head too. With that being said, I don't think that I would ever compete. You know, since I've moved to Puerto Rico, a lot of people have been trying to convince me, because I know that I have the frame for it and I have the genetics to put on the muscle naturally. I just don't think that the diet would do me any good, honestly. And I don't think that I need to be any more obsessed with how I look than I already do. And I'm not saying that in a way to be bragging or like vain, but you know, I already sit in the mirror and I pick myself apart, and which is normal. Most people do that, or a lot of people do that, but I don't want to do it any more than I already do. So with that being said, I don't think that I would compete. That was my last question that I had. I didn't expect to go through them so fast, even with all the yapping that I did. But I am going to finish up my makeup, and we can still yap and whatever. Like, you don't have to go just yet. So I'm trying to think about what else I have to do here, because when I'm talking, I'm not focusing on my makeup. I'm a great multitasker, but I don't know why. For some reason right now, I just feel like I'm like stumped. Like, I want to put my powder on, but I just don't feel like I'm ready just yet. But maybe I am. Maybe I am. I made myself a drinky drink while I get ready. Freshly squeezed watermelon, freshly squeezed lime, Cointreau liquor, because I had gotten a PR package with some tequila from Puerto Rico, so I was gonna try it, and a little bit of seltzer because there just wasn't enough liquid. But I really don't drink like that, but I was feeling cutesy. I mean, look how cute she is. I should be a bartender. Just kidding. I think I did something there. That was good. That was good. Look at me. Got my little drinky drink. Getting ready, yapping. I wish that there was more for me to talk about right now. I'm trying to think of more topics. There's something in this sponge that is stabbing me. Anyway. I'm thinking that I am going to just end the yap sesh here. I'm debating if I should continue to show you guys my makeup process. I think that's what I'll do, but there's not going to be much talking, so I guess if something comes to my mind, I will speak it. Laura Mercier powder. I believe that this is the translucent one, even though it kind of looks a little bit on the yellower side. I don't use this one as often as I used to, because I noticed that with certain concealers and foundations, it would oxidize. So I would start to look a little bit yellow throughout the night, and that's not cute. I don't really like when people's makeup does that. So as you can see, I'm applying my powder with a brush. Normally I will use this thing right here, whatever that's called, but I got my makeup done by a makeup artist yesterday, so I wanted to try a little something different because this is how she did it. So I'm gonna apply it with the brush, and I'll probably press it in with my little, I don't know, what do they call these things? I don't know. I'm really like, I like makeup because I like looking pretty, right? I know I don't like need it to look pretty, but I like it. I'm a girl, like what? But I don't like know too much about it. I just know like the basics. And I like try to implement what I learn if I can. I gotta fix the concealer under this eye. I should probably text my friend Genesis and see like where she's at in the process. Let her know I'm probably gonna take an Uber. Because the parking in Santurce is terrible. Oh my god, so I didn't even tell you guys. I do have stuff to talk about. I had to shower at Planet Fitness today because I came home and there was no water. And this is how I found out, right? My garbage bag and my garbage in the kitchen ripped. And like it leaked some shit in the garbage, and it was gross. It was smelly. I didn't like it. So I went outside to go wash my garbage can, and the hose wasn't turning on. And honestly, I started getting frustrated. I'm like, this stupid fucking hose. Shit didn't work. Who broke it? You know? Trying to find somebody to blame, even though like I'm basically the only one that lives here. But anyway, I was frustrated because it was hot. I was sweaty. I wasn't trying to deal with stinky garbage. But the hose wasn't working. So then I go over to where my laundry is, my washer and dryer, and I turn on the outdoor sink that we have. Like we have like a sink outside, like near the laundry, and it doesn't go on. So I'm like, don't even tell me. Don't even tell me we don't have water, okay? Because like it's one thing to lose power, which was happening at a point in time very frequently. So I'm like, don't even freaking tell me that we don't have any freaking water. Come inside, turn on the sink, no water. Mind you, I'm drenched in sweat from the gym. It was not a pleasant experience. But I was so hungry that I was like, you know what? Fuck the garbage. Fuck the water. I washed my hands with my gallon because I won't make food if I can't wash my hands, especially after coming home from the gym. So I had to wash my hands in the sink with my gallon of water, and I ate, and then I took my ass to Planet Fitness, and this is why I will never give up my Planet Fitness membership. Okay, because they're 24 hours. They always have electricity. They always have water. They're always nice people working at the desk. Like, I love Planet. So I had to take a shower there. But I still don't have any water. And, like, my sink is piled to the top with dishes because I cook, you know, or even if I'm not cooking, even if I'm using my meal prep, like, that's containers that need to be washed. So, yeah, I have, like, a shit ton of dishes. But yeah, I had to go to Planet and I had to get ready at Planet basically, which is not like the worst experience. I'm actually grateful that I had a place to go and I wasn't like totally screwed after the gym and didn't have anywhere to shower. Uh-oh. Hold on.
I made a thing, but I don't want to talk about it. I made a thing, but I don't want to talk about it.
My friend Hennessy sent me a voice message and I just like have no idea what the hell she's saying. But anyway, this drink that I made, wow. Delicious. I think I'm gonna do like a light eye. Okay, so we're at like 9 o'clock. Dinner reservations. The earliest they had for this place was 10. And this is a new restaurant. So like, I'm thinking it's gonna be pretty good. I fear that I have put too much blush. You know what I need to buy? And like, I know that I have freckles, obviously, but I would like to get a freckle pen because sometimes when I do my makeup, like, they start to look a little bit faded and I want them to like show a little bit more. That's not a freckle, that's a pimple scar. Not cute. Anyway, I'm doing my best here to like just pick up the camera and vlog. I don't know why it's so hard for me sometimes. And like, even taking this video today, like, to just talk to the camera as if like you're a person and pretend like they're not here, or like overanalyze what you want to say or make sure that it sounds right. I don't even know if you've noticed throughout this video, but there's like, I do a lot of long pauses in between my thoughts because like I'm like, damn, I'm on the spot, you know. It would be different if I had a person just like going back and forth with me, but I don't. But I have to pretend like I do in order to get the result that I'm looking for here. Yeah, let's do eyebrows. I can't believe I haven't done my brows yet. It's 9 o'clock and I haven't even done my brows. I still don't even know what I'm wearing. I don't know why, but like, I was in the mood to wear some jeans tonight. I'm thinking like maybe like a baggy pair of jeans. I don't have any clean spoolies. What the hey, man? Thinking about baggy jeans and like a crop top because I don't know, I just don't feel like wearing a skirt. You know, I'm excited, like very, very excited to go out and try this restaurant, but I feel like I should wear something cuter because the energy that Hennessy's is on right now is giving. We might do something after dinner. Guys, I feel like I've been going out too much. I can't help it. It's just like in Puerto Rico, it's so easy to get wrapped up in plans. Nobody wants you to stay inside. Anyway, back to my brows. I'm getting distracted here. I feel like my little YAP sesh went too quick, and then now I'm just kind of like existing here. But let's see how it looks after I edit the video. Also too, I have yet to find a brow gel that by the end of the night doesn't look like Elmer's glue on your brow. And I don't really care what anybody says. Like, I'm telling you, every brow gel that I have used eventually gets like, not flaky, but like you could see it in the makeup, and I don't like that. I do not like that. I think that to me, it looks gross. Like, what's going on with your eyebrow? Why is your eyebrow crusty, you know? So I don't know. The fluffy brows, I get it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I do like the way my brows look sometimes when they're like that glued down look, but like for the most part, I just am gonna continue doing what I think works for Nicole, because every time I try something new, I just don't like it. And I think that's why I'm not a makeup girly, because I don't follow trends. Like, I mean, I love the whole natural makeup blush trend, but other than that, I really am just a simple girl. I gotta stop talking and actually lock in, because now we're like a little bit pressed for time. Typical. I don't even know what I'm gonna wear yet. Are we looking even here? Even Steven? Even enough. Okay. I forgot I have to make this Instagram post about this damn drink. Ugh, God. Guys, my camera is dying. I'm like stumped over here on the eye look. I gotta hurry up because I'm running out of time. I don't know why even when I have a lot of time, I'm still late. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why I can't never be on time. I just want to learn how to be on time. This brush will do for now. Anyway, I'm just gonna go simple. I don't, like I said, I don't normally do the whole eyeshadow thing often. I mean, like, I will, but like very simple and basic. I almost stopped recording. And that is exactly my problem. But I would love to show you guys the whole fit check and everything, even though I don't know what I'm gonna wear. Putting all this makeup on and I don't even have water to wash it off later. Let's pray that by later I have some water. Okay. Diva. You know what's so funny? I think that like on social media, like when I talk, especially like if I'm like giving advice or like, you know, just like chit-chatting on like Instagram, like if I post a story, like I feel like I come off a little bit aggressive, which is so crazy to me because anybody in real life that knows me knows like I'm like a softie. I'm super soft. I'm super sweet. I'm super nice. Like just a chill girl. That's it. I'm just a chill girl. Like you don't know me, but if you did, you would know. Just a chill girl. This eye looks like shit. This eye looks like shit, which is bad because that's the eye that sticks out. I don't like that. Okay. Oh my god, I totally started getting ready without telling you guys the products that I'm using. This is what I'm saying. My brain can't handle too many things at once. And like sometimes I don't know what I'm gonna use until like I'm like, okay, think. No, my cat has the zoomies right now. How are we looking? Chat. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more blush, highlighter, and then lip, obviously. For now, I'm actually gonna put on my lip stain because I like when it like, you know, soaks in a little bit. I should have did the highlighter first. gosh, I just got so tired all of a sudden. Oh my god, I gotta call my Uber. I don't even know what I'm gonna wear. Oh shit. Final makeup look. I am running late, but of course I had to do the reveal. This is it. I appreciate you guys coming along with me for my chat. I hope that you learned something about me or found something interesting, or you got a little bit more of a taste of who I am personality wise. I can even tell that from the start of this video to the end that I'm more comfortable talking. So more videos to come. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like and comment. If you really fuck with your girl, show some support. But I know y'all fuck with me and I fuck with y'all too. So thank you for tapping in, and that is it for today.